welcome to our module. In this video exercise, we're going to show you some shortcut keys. Excel has a lot of shortcut keys for probably everything, and I will start using buttons. And the first one is Alt. So let's basically we have a data set here, and I just made a random data set. I'm going to press Alt plus F1, and if you notice, we have this chart up there. And this chart basically automatically picks the whole data set you have and it's covering it. This is not the valid chart in this scenario, but we don't need this, but just to show you that Alt plus F1 basically brings your chart. I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to use Alt plus F2. And you see it's asking you to save the file. You can also do it by going into File and Save, but this is the shortcut here, Alt plus F2. Now again, Alt plus F4. It is also asking me to save the file, but that because of the fact we want to quit Excel, which is a normal Windows keys, Alt plus F4, but I don't want to here, so I'm going to cancel it. And I'm going to use Alt plus F8, and it will open another window. It's asking me the macro name, if we have used any macros, which we haven't in this one, but you would use in a lot of Visual Basic files. So I'm going to cancel it and use Alt plus F10. Now Alt plus F10 basically opens up pane on the right side, and this is basically if you have an object here. Now we don't have any object, so we don't need to edit that. I'm going to use now Alt plus F11, and this new window you have, it's Microsoft Visual Basic for applications. You can use you can run your macros, you can write a program here, but we are not using that, so I'm going to select Alt plus F11 again. Now if I use Alt plus is equal to sign, now if you see the Excel in that E22, I basically did Alt plus is equal to sign. It's automatically selecting the whole column, and it is automatically putting the sum formula in. Basically, this is to use the sum formula. If you want to insert the sum function in your selected cell, that's what we use it. Now after that, let's say this is a total here, and we don't want that total, but just to use Alt plus is equal to sign, I'm going to use now Shift plus F2. Now it's asking me to add a comment if I want. I can use anything, I can write anything, but that's just a shortcut to add a comment. I'm going to cancel it. Now if I go there, see that the comment is automatically coming. I'm going to delete that. Again, now Shift plus F3, it's opening the insert function. Now after opening the insert function, you have basically search for a function, what function you're using there. You can search and display the function. Let's say if I'm using average_if here, it will automatically tell me that display the function that average_if is being used. It was on sum already because we have used sum there. Now you can use any of these functions. It will display any of these functions. I'm going to cancel it. Let's go to the next one, that is Shift plus F4. It is basically going to the next tab. Basically it's finding the next tab. And Shift plus F4. I'm going to use now Shift plus F5. Let's just find where, like a regular command, find or replace, and you can basically use this from our Excel options as well, but this is a shortcut key. I'm going to use Shift plus F6. Now it is asking me to go to the previous pane, but we don't have that pane. Remember when we added Alt plus F10, so let's go. I'm going to Alt plus F10, and if I basically press Shift plus F6, now basically I don't have any object there. If I would have the object, it will automatically go there. I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to use Shift plus F8. Now basically what it does, it toggle to the mode add to add selected cell. Basically we usually don't use it, but this is another shortcut key for toggle. So I'm going to use the next one, Now if I use Shift plus F9, it basically calculates the whole worksheet, the active worksheet, but in this one I just have one worksheet, and it does basically the function for Shift plus F9 is to calculate the active worksheet. It wouldn't do it here. So now I'm coming on to the control. There's another one with Shift I want to show you is basically Shift plus F11. It opens, it insert a new worksheet in your file. So you can use Shift plus F12 to open this, open the save as function. So let's say Shift plus F12. If I go back, basically what it does, it's open the save function, but I don't have any functions here exactly. But if I press it again, if you see down, the functions we used basically automatically it's coming up. So it opens the save function. So I'm gonna save it, save the file, and basically I'm gonna use control keys now. So let's select with Control plus A. That's a regular button to select all of your cells and any data you have. Control A basically selects, that's the Windows button Excel is using. And if I go and put Control B right here, see that D20, it's basically making it bold. If I press Control A and do Control B, it will make everything, and if I see now everything is being changed to bold. I'm going to change it back. Now let's say if I want to copy something, I'm going to use Control A again, and then I'm going to use Control C. It's copying the whole table. I can go to sheet 1 and paste it. By Control V, it's pasting the whole table. I can adjust those columns. Now we have the same data there as well. I'm going to back to my video example, and then I have Control D here. Now basically the Control D is filling down or duplicate an object selected basically. So if you see that it the color was different, now I change it to white, basically duplicates the object. Now if we go to Control E, this is basically flash fill, and you can see there that to use flash fill, enter a couple of examples of the output you would like to see. We haven't given any outputs here, so keep the active cell in the column you want to fill. You can do that, but in this it's not relevant, so we'll leave it here, but you can use Control E for flash fill. Now go to Control F, that's the find option. Okay, if we cancel it and go to Control G, now this is open the option go to area. It's giving me the print area, but always it's the go to. We can go to different options from here. I'm going to cancel it, and I'm going to use Control H. This is again opening the replace option, and you can replace it. Basically before we could go to the find function, but the same window can come up, but the replace function will be up. Now let's go to Control plus I. If you see, it's going to italic, like change your text to italic. It's changing the E16. There are a lot of I mean, if you notice, there's a lot of Control I, K plus L, like there are a lot of alphabets you can use with Control. The main one now I'll use, like let's say Control P, that prints your file, so automatically you come on print. And if you go to Control S, that saves your file, automatically it's saved. Okay, and the best thing we have done here, other than the video, is that we have all these all these shortcuts in our handout, and you can go to module 8 and you can download the handout. I have the Control plus all these numbers with Control plus F1, F2, then I have Control plus Shift plus F3, F4, then I have Control plus 1, 2, 3. I can show you those as well, which I just did. Like if you go to Control plus 1, let's say, it formats cell windows. basically the whole format cell windows came up. You can choose anything here, but it goes straight to the accounting, and it gives you a lot of different options, because last time I went to accounting, that's why it's giving me that option. And I go to Ctrl+2, which is again bold, or Control B is also bold. And if I go to Ctrl+3, that's italic, and Ctrl+4 is underline. Now if I go to what else I have here, we have a lot of with Ctrl+Shift+, like greater to sign and lower sign, then Control plus right arrow key, left arrow key. Basically this Control Shift, this goes to my first empty cell, and that is the Control plus up arrow key. And if I go to Control plus right arrow key, it will go to my last non-empty cell, so basically just to the end of the table on the right side. And if I go Control plus down, it will come down to my last cell. If I go to left, it will go to my first from the left side, which is still, because which row I'm in, it will choose the first non-empty cell there. The other one I want to discuss here, which are very important, and you can use these in all those files. Basically, if you, let's say I click on any of those numbers, like any in transaction number or transaction code, payment to, amount, so I'm gonna use amount, let's say. Actually, I'm gonna use transaction 1. I'll use amount, but I want to show you something here. If I use Control plus Shift plus 1, now automatically what it does, it will change the format of this number. It right now is general, it comes in number, and I can go from here. Like, I like to use it from my mouse, but there are a lot of people who use Excel. They basically go, use Control plus Shift and plus these shortcuts. They love to use these shortcuts. Maybe you like the keyboard as well, that same way. If I use Control plus Shift plus 1, sorry, it changes the number here, see? And if I use Control plus Shift plus 2, it changes the number to time. If I do it with Control plus Shift plus 3, it changes it into date. Then I'm going to use Control plus Shift plus $, which is 4. Again, it's adding a dollar, like it's making it amount. Now if I come into amount tab and I select it all, so I'm going to use Control Shift and 4 as well. See, now the $sign came with the cell, with the amount in the cell. If I press it again, it basically gives a space as well. So you can use both ways, whichever your company is comfortable with. You can use it both ways. The other one I want to use now is Control plus Shift plus percentage. It's giving me the same number in percentage value. And if I use Control plus Shift plus, I'm going to use 6. Now it's giving me a scientific number here. You can see also on the top on number format what numbers it's changing it into. It's giving me in the scientific number. Now let's use Control plus Shift plus 8. Actually no, I'm using it with Control plus Shift plus 7 now, and it's, let's see, I have to select the data. I'm going to use I'm going to use Control plus Shift plus 8. Let's say it selects the whole data. Okay, and you can, again, I have the same arrow keys here, Control plus Shift plus right arrow key, which I already told. It will basically cover the whole row. And if I come down, it covers the whole table up with the down arrow key. So there are a lot of shortcuts. Again, I'm going to advise you that you should read our file in module 8. You can learn all these shortcuts, but you can never learn it by reading it. Once you start using Excel, you need to know these shortcuts, but once you start using Excel, will keep using it, and with the span of time you will learn these shortcuts as well. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.